So today we're going to be talking about how to teach GI, GE, and GY. And this is found in your training companion guide on page 226. And you can see the GI, GE, GY square is right here on the first chart. When you introduce this skill, you can use this lesson outline to plan your teaching. You can see right here under 4AB, this is where you introduce your new skill. And you can pick 2 or more activities under here to introduce and to practice. I have several things checked here because I'm going to show you all of those things so you have a variety of options. So when you introduce this skill, you might start by saying, today we're going to read and spell words with GI, GE, GY. G sometimes makes a soft sound. GI, GE, GY says J. Let's tap it on our chart 3 times. So you'd go through and you tap it just like the child normally does. GI, GE, GY, giraffe, J. Tap that 3 times. Now let's write it on our whiteboard and let's say the letters as you write the sound, or as you write and then say the sound. So on a whiteboard or a salt tray or even a piece of paper, they would write GI, GE, GY, J. You would arm spell some words. So over here on the outline, I have a few words: cage, lunge, gem, gym, gent, and magic. So you can arm spell these words and listen to where you hear the J sound. So cage, K-A-J. We hear the J at the end. Lunge, L-unge. Again, we hear it at the end. Gem, J-M. We hear that at the beginning. Gym, J-im. Also at the beginning. Gent, J-ent. At the beginning. And then magic is a 2-syllable word, so you would pound it first. Pound each syllable. Magic. First syllable is ma, a. Second syllable is jick, j-it-k. So arm spelling just orally without writing so they can hear where that sound is. After that, you can introduce the skill, and I have a couple of options that I'll show you, either flip cards or a word sort. Follow that with marking a lesson page, a game page, or a handwritten list. And then before you do any work beyond any phrase work or games, you want to make sure you dictate words for spelling. So a good way to do this is to have the students make game cards so that they can play a game. So on our lesson page at the top, we have our teaching box here, instruction box. The soft G, the soft sound of G is used when G is directly followed by I, E, or Y. And this page has 2 sections. The top part can be taught sooner as a companion to CI, CE, CY. So last week we talked about teaching CI, CE, CY, and you can follow that up with this lesson, but the top page only. The bottom part of this page, we have more advanced work. We have some bossy R, we've got Y at the end of multi-syllabic words, we've got some 4-syllable words down here. But this top part focuses on the GE at the end of a word. So you can see we've got the GE at the end of the words here. And the students have been exposed to this kind of work, if you remember back on page 56. In the training companion guide, when they were doing vowel consonant E with CE and vowel consonant E with GE. So that was when they were introduced to that G, making that soft sound. So when you're starting with this work, you may want to do some flip cards as a review. So here we've got an index card, and I have a CVC word, rag, the G says G. And then we add that silent E at the end. And now that E jumps over tells the A to say A, and also tells the G to say J, rage. So you can have them go through and just read some flip cards. Wag, wage, hug, huge. So you can see this first section has the short vowel, or not the short vowel, the long vowel, the vowel consonant E. You can have, the child can highlight the GE, say the J sound, and then read the words. Gauge. GE says J, rage. G-E-J, huge, and so on. You can even have them mark that E jumps over to make that A say its long sound. Then you can have the child go back and forth between a short vowel and a long vowel, and the hard G and the short G. Gag, gauge, rag, rage, hug, huge. This middle column, we have the same pattern, but now we have plurals. So we have an extra S at the end. They can still go through and mark it. J. Ages. They can mark this side too. J. Age. Age. Ages. Mark it, say the sound J, and then read the word cage. Here we see the J with an extra, with just an added S on the end, cages, and so on. This column over here, now we have the GE at the end, but the E cannot jump over two consonants to make the I say its name. So this is a short vowel. So that word is singe. And then here we have the plural. So the GE is at the end, singes, with that S. So another way you can introduce, that's just with GE at the end of a word. If you want to introduce with the GI, GE, and GY, you can do a simple sorting activity here. Here I have a 2-column word sort with G saying G and GI, GE, GY. And you can just put some single syllable words on cards, and you can have your student mark GE, and then they would put it in the column. Okay, it goes over here, GI, GE, GY. And then they can read that word, sage. Next one. Okay, that one just has a G. There's no GE, so that one goes here. And that word is wag. Here we have GE. GE says J. Goes over here. Plunge. And so on. Here's one with a GY. Okay, GY says J. Goes over here. And we have gym. So you can see the G is in different places. The G is followed by different vowels for the GI, GE, GY, and then you have your, ones that don't have the E after it. One with a different vowel. So you can have that student just do a little word sort like that. You can take these same words and you can make a Go Fish game out of them. This next section at the top is a little sound drill. So this is good for a review, and you just have the student mark or highlight the vowel after it, and then they have to decide, does that G say G or J? So they can go through and mark, and then they can read G-I, J, G-Y, J, G-A, G, G. This one has a blend, G-L, so that is the hard G, G, J, G. So they're just going through and marking it and saying the sound of that G. You could have them do it on the lesson page, or you can put it on a card like that. And putting it on a card like this, you could have them go in order with the sounds. You could have them go backwards with the sounds. You could have them go up and down. So it's a different order. It's a good way to practice that skill. Do they know what sound that G makes? Then down here, this is the more advanced work for your students that have knowledge of other skills like that are controlled vowels and multi-syllabic words. The words in these boxes, you could have them go ahead and mark. Here's the GE at the end. Barge, G-E-J, merge, forge. Then we have it kind of in the middle here, larger. We have the G at the beginning, germ, G-Y here, energy, G-I, tragic. So they can mark the G-I, G-E, G-Y, and then practice reading those words. And then these words can be, after they've read these words, you can dictate the words for the kids to make a game of books. So game of books is a good game for our older kids. So you just dictate these words. Okay, let's write barge, B-arge, B-arge. And then dictate the next one, merge. And have the kids write these on one card. They're going to write 4 words, forge, on a card. And then on the second card, you can put these in a different order. So maybe forge at the top, then barge, and then merge. And then on the third card, a different order, the same 3 words, but in a different order. So we can have merge at the top, forge, and barge. And then you have, there's your one game or one book for the game of books. They have to collect all 3. And they're in a different order, so it makes it a little more challenging for some of your older kids. You can do that for each of these words in each of these boxes. So I have 3-syllable words here. First syllable, second syllable, third syllable. The students have to put them together to make a real 3-syllable word. So keep in mind, they need to know these vowel teams. They need to know that Y at the end of a word says E. So they put them together. Gym, min, 8. Nope, gym and 8's not working. Gym, gin, 8. So we got gymnastic, we've got germinate, we've got allergy. This could be something they could do with a partner. And then we have engineer. There we go. So that's a nice little activity for older kids to do. And then at the end of our page, we have some sentences that students can mark and read. Find the GE, GI, GY, and then mark and read those. You can dictate those. And then at the very bottom, we have a lot of exceptions, a lot of words that don't follow the rules. So in the first section are more common words that don't follow the rules, and then some other words as well.